Hi Bookfighters! For those of you who aren't aware, I'm Kalinda and I am really excited to be your new Wednesday. So we've been reading Moby-Dick by Herman Melville, as you are probably already aware. And I'm really sorry, Dan, but I'm with Lauren on this one. I dislike this book quite strongly. I went into this book knowing nothing. I knew there was a whale and I knew the main character was Ishmael, and that was it. I went into this book knowing nothing. I knew there was a whale and I knew the main character was Ishmael, and that was it. You guys were talking about all the themes and metaphors, which I'm pretty sure are the point of the book, but I have to be honest, I struggled a lot reading this book and I missed most of them. It wasn't the story or the characters, or even the language, though I did have some issues with all of the above. It's the way Melville sort of randomly inserts massive chunks of information dump. This is 8 pages on the zoology of whales, according to the science of 150 years ago. And it's not woven into the narrative, and it's not disguised in any sort of way. It's just a big chunk. And this one particularly frustrated me because it came just when the story was kicking off, when we were meeting Ahab and the gang and the journey was just about to start, and suddenly there's just this great big brick wall, and it just took me forever to get through it. It's really distracting, and every time Melville tries to teach me the intricacies of whale anatomy, it's like someone's pushing me out of the book. It really is. I just don't care. I think that was my overall problem with the book. I didn't care. I didn't care about most of the characters. I didn't care about Ahab's obsession. I don't care about whaling or the meetings of different ships. It's not something that interests me at all. No. I did really like Queequeg. He's definitely my favourite character, but he kind of is irrelevant for most of the book. And Ahab is definitely an interesting character, but it wasn't ever really enough to keep me involved. It didn't make the book any more accessible to me at all. I've no doubt in my mind that Melville was a very talented writer, and there are a lot of sentences in the book that are just perfectly constructed, and I do appreciate that. I love a well-made sentence, but there was just so much of everything else in between, and I just didn't care. I'll admit that my lack of appreciation from this book probably comes from the disjointed way that I read it, because I did get distracted a lot, and it wasn't really a whole cohesive read. And if it had been, I probably would have picked up on a lot of the more in-depth things, like the themes and the metaphors and all the deeper layers that I keep hearing about. But I just was not involved with this book at all, and I couldn't, yeah. I'm sorry, Dan. I really am. Well, I think that's all I've got for today. I'm going to flick through it again in the next week, and maybe I'll have something a bit more intelligent to say next week, but that's what I've got for today. Before I go, I just wanted to thank the rest of the Bookfighters for asking me to join them this year. It really is an honour. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Katie, I'll see you tomorrow.